let's talk about the unsung hero of your body, your mouth. Seriously, think about it. From that first searing hot sip of coffee to the crunchiest snack, it's on the front lines, day in and day out. In this explainer, we're going to break down the daily battles it fights and, more importantly, arm you with some simple, powerful, all-natural recipes to heal, defend, and really take back control of your oral health. Okay, let's dive right in.
And that quote from our source, Meakin Metabolic Care, really just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's pretty much a constant battle zone in there. But here's the thing we're going to discover together. We have way more power to support and heal our mouths than most of us ever realize.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get to know the enemy. What exactly is our mouth up against every day? Then, we're going to build a daily defensive shield. After that, we'll look at some targeted solutions for specific issues, learn a super powerful way to fortify our gums, and finally, we'll wrap it all up by talking about how all this puts you in the driver's seat of your own health.
So let's kick things off with part 1, your mouth under attack. Because, to build a good defense, you gotta know what you're defending against. And believe me, it's a lot more than just a little sugar.
Now, what's really fascinating here is that these aren't some rare exotic threats. Nope. This is just your average Tuesday. Think about it. The scratchy texture of a crusty piece of bread, the temperature whiplash of hot tea followed by ice water, the acid from a simple salad dressing. Even on a totally normal day, all these little things create tiny bits of damage, and that can give harmful bacteria a perfect place to set up shop.
And that's just the starting point. From there, the risks can really start to ramp up. The source is very clear that things like tobacco or vaping seriously raise the stakes, but it also points out issues that cause chronic, long-term injury, like poorly fitting dentures or even just a single sharp tooth that's constantly rubbing against your cheek. These ongoing problems create what the source calls a ripe environment for malignancy.
And this brings us to what is, honestly, a pretty mind-blowing paradox. You see, the lining of our mouth is an absolute superstar at healing. It regenerates incredibly fast. But here's the crazy twist. That rapid-fire cell division, that constant rebuilding, also creates more opportunities for mistakes. It's kind of like a factory running at triple speed. Every now and then, a flawed copy is going to get through. And those are the errors that can lead to precancerous conditions like lichen planus.
So this is the big question, right? Knowing all of this, how do we tip the scales back in our favor? How do we support our body's amazing natural healing process and help it minimize those mistakes? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into next.
All right, this is where we start fighting back. Welcome to Section 2, a daily defensive shield. This isn't about waiting for a problem to pop up. It's about playing offense for your health every single day with a super simple, consistent habit.
Okay, so our first line of defense is this daily support drink. It's designed for constant, gentle healing. We start with a good base of filtered water, naturally. Then we add the good stuff, the aloe vera gel, which our source notes provides what's called glycolipid healing and helps fight infection. And then the green tea powder. That's where we get those powerful antioxidants, especially when they have direct contact with the tissues in your mouth. And the best part? It could not be easier. You just mix everything up in your favorite water bottle and sip it all day long. The whole idea here is to constantly bathe your mouth in these healing compounds, not just for a quick 30-second rinse. It's such an effortless upgrade to the water you're already drinking.
Okay, so we've got our daily shield. Now, what if you need something a little more targeted? Let's level up. This is Section 3, Targeted Healing Solutions. If the daily drink is our shield, think of these as the special forces for when your mouth needs some extra support.
This first recipe is a more concentrated, more potent formula. It's really designed for those who need to be especially proactive, maybe due to a history of oral cancer or other premalignant conditions.
So you can see right away we've upped the concentration. More aloe, more green tea, but in less water. And check out the key new player, curcumin. Yep, that's the active compound in turmeric. The source has a great tip. Just pop open a few 500 milligram capsules to get the powder. It's a fantastic anti-inflammatory and has some really powerful protective properties.
Now with this one, it is super important to give it a really good shake right before you use it, because that curcumin will settle at the bottom. You just swish it around your mouth like a regular rinse. And since it's all fresh ingredients, you'll want to keep it in the fridge and use it up within a day or two to get the biggest bang for your buck.
But what about those times when you're just feeling sick and run down with a nasty sore throat? Well, this next recipe is a comforting classic brew that both targets the cause and soothes the symptoms.
I mean, just looking at these ingredients makes you feel better, right? It's like a warm hug in a mug. The source points out that herbs like sage and thyme have some seriously potent antiviral and antibacterial properties. Ginger and honey are incredible for calming down inflammation and reducing mucus. And the lemon, well, that gives you a vitamin C boost and just cuts through everything with a nice bright flavor.
You just brew this up right on the stovetop. A simple boil for a few minutes is all it takes to extract all those good compounds. Then you just strain it, and you can drink it warm to soothe your throat, or even let it cool down. It's amazing for quieting a cough, and it'll keep in the fridge for a few days for whenever you need it most.
All right, on to our final formula. This is Section 4, Fortify Your Gums. This is a powerful deep cleaning routine, something you do maybe once or twice a week to go way beyond brushing and really declare war on gum inflammation.
The ingredient list here looks super simple, but wow, is it effective. We've got an oxidant brew made from water, just your standard 3% hydrogen peroxide, and some baking soda. And then we have the secret weapon, a single powerful drop of clove essential oil. Okay, think of this as your weekly power wash. It's a deep cleaning ritual. So after you brush, you start with a really vigorous rinse with that peroxide mix. Then comes the brilliant part. You take your floss, dip it in that single drop of clove oil, and get deep between every single tooth. That oil is a potent antibacterial, and it targets plaque right where it hides. You rinse again to flush it all out, and then do one final, gentle brush to sweep away any debris. The result? Not just cleaner teeth, but healthier gums and a brighter smile. It's a total game changer.
And all of this, all these recipes and tips, brings us to our final and honestly most important section, take control of your health. Because every one of these recipes is really about one thing, empowerment. It's about giving you the tools to be your own health advocate.
And that really leads us to the biggest takeaway, and it's captured perfectly in this quote from our source material. This is about more than just recipes. It's about a new mindset. It's about understanding your body and becoming its #1 advocate. So let me leave you with this thought. What's one small, powerful change you are going to make starting today?
All of the incredible information and these powerful recipes we shared today were sourced directly from the fantastic work being done at Meakin Metabolic Care. We want to thank them for providing such valuable and actionable guidance. Thank you so much for watching.